Hi, I'm Nick Kelly. We're going to look at what I call parent scales in music. Now, what I mean by parent scale, well, think of a parent. A parent is basically the adult who has offsprings, and you could think of these scales as being like the scale equivalent of an adult. And the offsprings are going to be things that we call modes. I don't want to get bogged down in that terminology just yet, so we're going to discuss modes in another lesson. But I want to make sure that you are aware of the three main parent scales that are used basically in Western music. The first parent scale is what we call the major scale, sometimes referred to as Ionian. And that scale we discussed in the previous lesson on intervals, and we said that the formula for that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1 being the root, having a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, and a 7. Okay, it goes like this. So that's root, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, back to the root in the next octave. That's the major scale. The second parent scale, completely separate from the major scale, nothing to do with it, it's a separate scale, separate modes derived from it, is the melodic minor scale. Now, melodic minor is different from the major scale by one interval. Okay, and that is the third. In a melodic minor, we have a flattened third, minor third, which basically means in the major scale where we had our third, instead of being there, it's going to be 1 fret lower. Okay, apart from that, the scale is exactly the same. It's root, second, minor third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7. Back to the root. Okay, that's the melodic minor. By the way, it's also referred to as the jazz melodic minor. The third of the parent scales, again, a separate scale, is called the harmonic minor scale. Now that is different to the major scale by 2 intervals and different from the melodic minor by just 1 interval. Okay, and basically it has a flattened third, just like the melodic minor, but it also has a flattened 6. Okay, whereas melodic minor had the regular 6 like in a major scale. So the formula for the harmonic minor is root, second, minor third, fourth, fifth, minor 6, or flat 6, regular 7, normal 7, back to the root. So the 3 parent scales, the major scale, root, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7. Melodic minor, root, second, minor third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7. Back to the root. And harmonic minor, root, second, minor third, fourth, fifth, minor 6, regular, just a normal 7. Back to the root. Okay, now you should also learn these in terms of the whole step, half step system that we talked about earlier in the interval lesson. So we already learned that a major scale from the root goes whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Now the melodic minor goes from the root, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. The harmonic minor has a whole step, half step, a whole step, half step, whole step and a half, and then a half step. Okay, memorize those, real important, and try and practice those scale positions and just see how they are different from the major scale. Compare the intervals to those in the major scale, see where the flattened third is, the flattened sixth, and so on, and just visually be able to see the difference between a major scale and a melodic minor or a harmonic minor. Okay, I should also mention that a major scale is going to go with a major chord, a C major chord for a C major scale. Now, a melodic minor is either going to go with a regular C minor chord for C melodic minor, but it can also fit with this other chord, which is called a C minor major 7. Which is kind of odd sounding. You'll hear in the theme tune from James Bond a very similar chord, an E minor major 9, which is based around the E melodic minor scale, but let me just quickly show you this chord. We've got the 3rd fret barred from the 5th string. It's a C minor, so there's the C root. And then we're going to add a 4th finger to the 5th fret on the 4th string, the 2nd finger to the 4th fret on the 3rd string, and then the 3rd finger on the 4th fret on the 2nd string. Now, intervallically, this chord is a root, a minor 3rd, a 5th, so just like a regular minor chord, but also with a major 7 interval in there. There's the major 7. So that chord really brings out the color of this particular scale. Okay. Now the harmonic minor again is also going to go with a regular C minor chord for C harmonic minor, but also it will go with the minor major 7 chord as well, because if you look at the scale, it has a minor 3rd in there, a 5th, and a major 7, just like the melodic minor scale did. So both those chords are going to work underneath. So try practicing the scales over the relevant chords. Okay. Okay, so you probably noticed that I've not covered the natural minor scale. The reason for this is because the natural minor scale is a mode of the major scale, which we're going to cover in a future lesson about the modes. So you don't really need to worry about that for now. Just concentrate on learning the 3 parent scales. Another thing that I really want to mention is the fact that I've had questions in the past regarding the harmonic minor scale or melodic minor scale, either of the two, people saying, well, if I go up 1, do I need to come down the next? So for example, if I go up harmonic minor, do I come down melodic minor? This is a valid point, but I want to be clear that that is a rule for classical music, and it's not really a rule that we would apply in contemporary music styles such as rock or even jazz for that matter. In rock or jazz or blues, we would basically go up 1 scale and come down the same scale. So very often in classical music, if there is a passage written for violins, the composition would go up melodic minor or harmonic minor and then down the melodic minor. And this is really just a rule which is exclusive to classical music. So you don't really need to worry about this. In kind of real life situation on the electric guitar or the acoustic guitar, you'll be playing the harmonic minor scale ascending and descending, or the melodic minor scale, ascending and then descending. You're not going to blend the two, so don't worry about that. Okay, so good luck with applying all this information, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.